Today we're going to talk about Unit 11, Section 1, the John F. Kennedy administration. We're going to specifically talk about foreign policy issues that came up under John F. Kennedy. Now remember, this was John F. Kennedy, the youngest elected president in American history. John F. Kennedy was challenged right off the bat during his presidency because in 1956, the man shown here in the picture with the beard, Fidel Castro, took power in Cuba, which is only 90 miles off the coast of Florida, with the help of the Soviet Union. This is a problem for the United States because this breaks the Monroe Doctrine, this breaks the Roosevelt Corollary, and this breaks the Truman Doctrine. Specifically with the Truman Doctrine, the United States had a foreign policy of containment of communism. And here we have communism 90 miles off the coast of Florida. It comes to Kennedy's attention in 1961 that there was a plan that had been developed under Dwight D. Eisenhower, his predecessor, that the CIA had hatched to use Cuban exiles who had been kicked out of Cuba by Fidel Castro and use them to attack Cuba and start a revolution against Fidel Castro. The idea was to use American airplanes, American ships, and land these exiles at the Bay of Pigs. These men would spread out all over Cuba and begin help get a popular uprising against Fidel Castro. And the problem was that someone had tipped Fidel Castro off, we don't know who, and he had his whole entire military prepared for the invasion. And he killed about 300 or 400 of the invaders and captured about 11 or 1,200 of the others. And this event became known as the Bay of Pigs. John F. Kennedy had to go on national television because he had okayed the invasion and explained to the American people that he had made the decision and that he felt like it had been a mistake, but his goals were pure. And that was that the United States needed to get Fidel Castro removed from power in Cuba. A year later, in October of 1962, John F. Kennedy goes on national television and shows the American public pictures like this of Soviet nuclear missiles on the ground in Cuba. These pictures were taken by U-2 spy planes, American spy planes capable of flying at Mach 3, Mach 4, right at space level, almost impossible to shoot down. They had taken these high definition pictures of the ground in Cuba. These bombs would be capable of destroying any American city within the first circle in 4 minutes, anything inside the second circle in 8 minutes, and anything inside the third circle in 12 minutes. And this scared Americans to death, and John F. Kennedy had to come up with a plan to have the Soviets remove those missiles without starting World War III. So his plan called for a blockade, and that's the thing that I really need you to know, is that John F. Kennedy used the United States Navy to put a circle around Cuba and not allow any more Soviet ships in or out of Cuba until the leader of the Soviet Union, Nikita Khrushchev, agreed to remove his missiles. This event lasted for about 2 weeks, and Nikita Khrushchev finally agreed to remove the missiles and take them back to the Soviet Union, and the World War III crisis was averted. This completes Unit 11, Section 1, Kennedy's Foreign Policy.